Hey basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training. Today is a super windy day, so today I'm going to talk to you about how Steph Curry is able to be a fantastic basketball shooter and how you can be just like him. So like I've said in previous videos, Steph Curry didn't just step on a basketball court, have the basketball genes and say, yo, I'm number one right now. No, he took the effort into practicing all the time. There's videos of him when his father was playing for the Toronto Raptors, of him practicing on the court, doing full court jump shots, running full court, being like, okay, I got my rebound, jog down full court. You wouldn't believe how many times he was on the court and how long he was on the court with his father. There was some news outlets up here when I was a kid who were saying that he was on the court for hours with his dad practicing. Now that does take dedication. Obviously he was really good in school because he got a scholarship to Davidson University. And of course, if you want to become a pro basketball player, you're obviously going to need to be good in school. From there, you also need to be really good in basketball, which takes practice. Now on top of that, he hung around with positive people. I know this because his father was playing in the NBA. And obviously when you're in the NBA, most of the players should be positive on their life outlook. For one, they've made it to a successful career path in basketball. Second, they were a winning team. And third, of course, his father was extremely good at shooting the basketball, which leads me into my third point. And my third point is for him, he took instruction really well. There's a reason why he's one of the best in the NBA, and that is because he hung around with a lot of NBA talent, a lot of NBA players, and his father was one of them. Do you think that Steph Curry came onto the court and said, I'm the best because my father's in the NBA, and I'm just going to do whatever I feel like doing? No. That's not how it worked for him. For him, he was getting instruction from a lot of different players, Vince Carter obviously being one of them. And because of that, he was able to become an extremely good and elite ball handler who can cross up any player in the NBA. And then he also became an elite shooter, same as his little brother Seth Curry. They're both really good NBA players. So what you need to do is obviously become really good in school, really good grades. Second, you need to practice basketball a ton. At a minimum 30 minutes a day. And then from there, if you want to become an elite shooter like Steph Curry and Del Curry, what you need to do is to go out on the court and just shoot. Get a good shooting form and then go from there. So what I mean by that is if you look at the three of them side by side, they all have very similar shooting forms. And there's a reason for that, is because their shooting form, their elbow is underneath the ball, they're flicking the ball off their middle finger, and then on top of that, they've got very good balance, their core strength is there, and then their right foot is a bit in front of their left because they're right-handed. And then when they shoot, what they're doing is they're looking at the rim no matter what. Even if they're pulling up for a jump shot, they're looking at that rim, and then when they pull up, they're still looking at that rim until they release the ball. And as soon as they release that ball, they're watching with their eyes, they're watching that ball. And that helps you become a better shooter. Of course, you need good form. You need to have your elbow underneath the ball. This needs to be straight and this arm needs to be pointing towards the net that you're shooting on. That all leads into being an elite shooter. There's so many players out there who get that ball and chuck up shots like that and say they're fantastic shooters, but they're not. They're inconsistent. They may get 3 or 4 in a row, but they're going to miss the next 90. There's so many players online who I call them trolls, because they really don't know what they're talking about, where they say, oh yeah, it's okay to shoot with your elbow out. No, it's not. That's not going to give you a straight shot. And when you look at Steph, and Del Curry, all three of those players are shooting the exact same way, and there's a reason why they keep on making their shots. And if you want to become an elite basketball shooter, you need to shoot a basketball at least 30 minutes a day minimum. And if you want to become an elite ball handler, you need to be doing some ball handling drills, whatever it may be. You need to be practicing that a minimum 30 minutes a day as well. Now, when you combine that skill development with being in actual games, whether it be 3-on-3 or 5-on-5 or even 4-on-4 pickup, combine those two with good schooling, getting great grades, because obviously you need to have an 85 to 90% average to be able to play at the university level in the States. From there, you need to also be studying basketball. You can't just be learning skills, drills, and becoming better yourself. You need to understand the concepts of basketball, how a zone works, how an offense works. If your team is running a horns offense, how a horns offense works, how you can get yourself open. Is there options for back cuts that can get you open if a player is looking a certain way? That kind of thing. You need to be studying not just school, but also the game as well if you want to become an elite player like those three I mentioned, Steph, Seth, and Del Curry. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for another Twice a Day basketball video.